Assalamu alaikum to whoever comes across this video, you know. Allah, Buddha, whoever you pray to, I hope that you all are having a great and blessed times in your life. And if you're not, get right with yourself. I really have been challenging myself recently in different areas of my life, and one of the areas of my life that I've been challenging myself that I wanted to make a video about is challenging myself with my ego, more so the depth of my ego. We all have egos, but we are not our egos. We all have bodies, but we are not our bodies. We all have minds, but we are not our minds. So I really wanted to make a video expressing pretty much the depth of an ego, or the depth of my ego, and how I overcame it in order to help someone else. It was very important for me to challenge myself. You gotta forgive me, I'm in the middle of doing something. It was very important for me to challenge myself during the parts of my challenge the parts of myself, that would cause me pain. Parts of myself where I would get angry, parts of myself where I would get sad, parts of myself where I would feel as if I need to snatch someone's head off their goddamn shoulders. Because the ego made me feel all of these things. The ego made me feel like my shit didn't stink. The ego made me feel like, you know, I could do whatever I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted, to whoever I wanted. The ego made me feel as if I was invincible, when in all actuality, I'm very visible. Like I said before, we are not our bodies, we are not our minds, we are not our egos, but what we are souls having a human experience. So the only way I can really kind of do this is by example, because I'm not someone that is terminology and me are not the best of friends, so you're not gonna get some big ass scripted words out of me, but what you will get is an experience that helped me see things from a different point of view. I always like to say I like to look at any circumstance and issue in my life from a higher up perspective, meaning whenever there's something going on in my life, I kind of look at it from an upward position, like I look down and I'm like, I put two people together, like this is me and that's that person, you know, something like that. I just like to look at things from a higher perspective. So with that, this won't be quick at all, by the way, but you know how those moments in your life where you're like, something happens and you get upset, you know, the first thing that goes wrong, or the first sign of trouble, you get angry, or you get sad. For me, it was my anger. I would get upset when things didn't go my way, when people would piss me off, the anger in me too. But I want to say something to anyone and everyone who has these types of issues. Understanding the fact that emotions come and go, that you are not the emotions that you feel in the present moment, and that whatever emotions you are feeling in the present moment are just temporary feelings that will pass if you allow them to. Notice the words, if you allow the feelings to pass. Those feelings can't pass unless you allow them to pass, meaning you have to feel those emotions. You have to express and go through those emotions. Many people aren't willing to do that. Many people aren't willing to work through or go through their emotions and see them for what they are, just temporary feelings that will pass. And many people don't even take the opportunity to see the emotions for what they are. They just ignore them. Understand the fact that no matter what happens to you in life, I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you can always remember that life doesn't happen to you but for you. So when you are going through a situation where something is bringing you down, making you feel miserable, making you feel sad, you have to understand this situation is happening for me and not to me. What's going on in my life where this situation just took place, where I needed to open up my eyes and see that I needed to make a change. If you can do that when you have an issue going on in your life, you can overcome it. Also, something that helped me realize, or helped me come to the depth of an ego, or that's helping me come to the depth of an ego, is realizing I'm not in control of anything, anyone but myself. Family, partners, friendships, work, others people's feelings and or emotions, how they express them, how they choose to express them, whatever the case may be. When you understand that you are not in control of anyone but yourself. You are solely responsible for you. You are solely responsible for your happiness, your peace, your success, and that is on no one's end but you. Then you are allowed to take accountability for all the mistakes that you made in your past that made you feel as if you were not successful or you were not getting to the place that you wanted to be at in the first place. Putting the blame on any and everyone else as to why you can't do something, why you can't go somewhere, why you haven't been somewhere, it's very ignorant, it's very childish, and it's very take accountability for your own life, control it, focus on it, and you will be able to see progress for the things that you want and for the person that you are destined to be. Because if you aren't focused on you, if you aren't putting in the work, if you aren't taking accountability, if you aren't literally putting all of the effort and energy that you put into making sure somebody else is doing what the hell they're supposed to do, if you're not doing that for you, then what the hell you expect, where are you gonna end up at? Nowhere besides sitting right here trying to figure out what the fuck you gonna do next. Now, this next one is kind of real big for me because no matter what I've done in my life, I've always tried to justify it. I've tried my damn hardest. Being a good person really gets you no fucking where. And I'm being completely honest. Yes, you can go places. Yes, you will be somebody. No, you do not change your good heart. But being a good person in this world will get you hurt, will get you stepped on, will get you mowed over. You have to know how to play the game of fucking life. You have to know your position, you have to know your role, and you have to know when to strike. Currently reading the book, 48 Laws of Power. Not actually reading it, I'm audiobooking that hoe, because right now I ain't got the time, I ain't got the, but audiobooking it. I recommend any and everyone to go and listen and or read that damn book. Because so far, I've been able to gain some wisdom and knowledge, and I'm telling you, it will help you. I don't want to tell anyone, hey, stop doing this, stop doing that. That does not mean, hey, you have to go out and be a nasty person. It simply means you have to know when and where to strike. You have to know when to use your energy and when not to use your energy. You have to know who to give your energy to and who not to give it to. It's pretty much trusting your intuition. And if you don't know how to trust your intuition, you pretty much need to look, let me say something, because this is not supposed to be long anyway, so I'm gonna pretty much nail it down to you, and I got a blunt to smoke. Remove yourself. I've said this plenty of times. Remove yourself. The death of an ego is removing yourself from anything and everyone that is not of you. Take a step back from life. Take a step back from anything and everyone. 5 days. Give yourself 5 days without anything and everyone. Find peace within you. Find silence within you. Find happiness within you. It won't come at once, but it'll come. Happiness isn't, this is just from my own personal opinion. Everyone else has their own personal opinion. But for me, happiness isn't something that's found. It's discovered. It's discovered when happiness and peace aren't things that are found. They are discovered. They're discovered when you remove all the bullshit, when you remove the toxic people, the toxic jobs, the toxic energies, when you take a step back and you stop living for others and you start living for you. Who the fuck is this? I don't know. But yeah, take a step back from everything and everyone and start living for you. When you start literally, the material things won't matter. The people won't matter. Nothing will matter but you, your peace, and your happiness. I promise you, that's when you know you've made it. There's not a single person on God's green earth who can come to my motherfucking face and disturb my peace without me allowing them and choosing to allow them. That's when you know when you can look at who you were and see the growth to who you are now, you know you've done something wonderful. When you can look in the mirror and be proud of the accomplishments that you've made, whether it's your own self-healing, whether it's just you removing a toxic trait and or habit and or person, whether you stepped away from a job that wasn't giving you what it was that it wanted. If you step away from anything or someone that makes you unhappy, you're already in the right direction. The death of an ego is literally removing all parts of yourself to discover who the hell you really are. And when you really get down to the bottom of it, you find out that you are nothing more than a soul on a human experience. So enjoy it, love it, live in it, learn it. Let me go smoke my blunt.